Yep, I'm I'm still sick. In fact, this morning might have been the worst I felt waking up and getting out of bed. Uh, I don't feel nauseous or anything. It's like the laryngitis, stuffiness, cough. I'm pretty sure I have an ear infection too. There we go. That looks more even. So, been a while since I've been put through the ringer quite like this. So I don't really need to tell you that this is my low, but my high is I had a pretty solid day. Yesterday I went to because my father's part of the Rotary in Corning, and yesterday they had their Groundhog's Day pancake supper. So I had breakfast for dinner last night, and yeah, that's great and all. But what really made it better is my mom, my brother, my sister-in-law, and all three of my nephews came for dinner as well. So we all had breakfast for dinner, and it was a lot of fun. There was like a band playing music. It was great. And the best part is the money given to us for doing that dinner, not us, but them, given for making the dinner, is going to go to great causes throughout the year. So that's wonderful. In a way, you could say going there was my act of kindness as well. Actually, do I have an act of kindness? Yeah. Actually, even though I had fun watching my nephews, I still had to watch them and make sure they were behaving. Boys will be boys and everything. So, as shot as my voice is right now, actually, it may be a little bit better than it was yesterday. It's coming back, slowly but surely. I need to go get myself an antibiotic. Looks like I'll have to make a doctor's appointment later. Oh well, that's life. Good morning and happy Friday, everyone. It never occurred to me to say this on Wednesday, but we have less than a month until Rita's opens. You better believe I'm going to be there opening day. But enough about that. Let's talk about hot ones. Because yesterday the guest was Bryan Cranston, who, pretty much everyone nowadays knows him as being Walter White from Breaking Bad. But I know him as Hal from Malcolm in the Middle. And it was years later when I learned that he would do voices for, like Power Rangers monsters and stuff. Funny enough, though, Sean didn't ask about any of that. Nothing really about Malcolm in the Middle or anything with Power Rangers. I don't know. I kind of have expected the Power Rangers thing because of Jason David Frank's recent passing. Maybe that would have been something, I don't know. If anything, I expected the Power Rangers thing more than Malcolm in the Middle. But no. Come to think of it, they didn't really do much when it came to the more well-known roles that Bryan Cranston is known for. It was really more, come to think of it, it's actually more of the craft of acting than anything else. Which, I've got no complaints for it. It was a great episode. talked about how like in a movie, what forces make an otherwise upstanding citizen go rogue or make them a bad guy, and what makes that person sympathetic. Like, and Bryan Cranston mentioned how if they see something beyond like what they're seeing superficially, like if they're bad for the sake of being bad, that's not going to work. Like if they're bad, but there's a little bit of good in there, like the audience can get with that. He also talked about how when it comes to how an audience reacts, the best way possible, it's to it's seeing the character trying to resist that emotion in a way. Basically, if it's something like Saturday Night Live, if the audience sees an actor on SNL break character, but they're trying to hide it, the audience laughs the hardest. Or in a movie when, like, someone is, like, trying to hold back tears and crying, that's when the audience is more apt to cry with them. I thought that was really interesting. I never even thought of it that way. He talked about how his favorite Vince Scully moment was Kirk Gibson's home run. He talked about how whenever he reads a script, there's a writing test that he looks at, like out of the things that make a script work. And it's funny, the movie that failed the writing test was the very movie that he and James Franco were promoting when he was on Hot Ones the first time, which was Why Him? Because Bryan Cranston's reading the script, right? And he sees, okay, there's some things in this movie that are funny, but I don't really get like what the point of the movie is. And then he goes to Paul Rudd, another Hot Ones guest, and a Kansas City Chiefs fan. That's a little better. And Paul Rudd told him, like, the point of that kind of movie is the actors are supposed to play off of each other and use a lot of improv. And that's what makes it work. And Bryan Cranston wound up having a great time. It was good. He agreed with Margot Robbie's stance on in the industry, you gotta work fast and work perfect. Basically, it's a way of saying you gotta work hard at what you do, which I'll get into a little bit later. He and Aaron Paul made a mezcal, and Sean asked him what makes a good mezcal, and listen, it's no secret. It really just does depend on what the process is to make it. Like, how long do you smoke it? How long do you ferment it? How long do you process it? How long do you distill it? Like, all that goes into making a good mezcal. Here's one thing I didn't know that he did, which was Great Expectations, which was essentially the precursor to romantic sites like eHarmony and MASH. And he would film the people sitting in front of the cameras. If you don't know, originally, the way, if you want to call it online dating, what happened was you basically sat in front of the camera, just like what I'm doing right now, and you would say, hi, my name is Nick Cutler. These are the things I like. These are the things I don't like. This is what I do for a living. Like, why you should date me. And Bryan Cranston didn't really look for any of that. What he was trying to get them to do is he was trying to get them to laugh. Here's why. And in a lot of ways, it sort of follows the whole, you catch more flies with honey than with vinegar, in the sense that if the first impression of you is you laughing and having a good time, smiling, if you will, then someone is going to think, wow, this person seems very approachable. I should go meet this person and get to know them, which is actually really cool. I mean, I personally have no interest in ever doing one of those dating site things, but it really does go to show that at the end of the day, only when a person is the most real and most honest with not just themselves, but with others, that's when they're more approachable and more likable, which is great. Which leads into the last dab question, where Bryan Cranston was trying to break down a quote that he once said. And the quote was, "The homework doesn't guarantee anything. With luck, it gives you a shot at something real." And then Bryan Cranston went on to talk about every so often there'll be someone who walks up to him. It's like a high school student or a college acting student, someone who's interested in acting and then wanting to get into the craft. And they'll ask him, how do you do it? What's your secret? What gives you the best chance at success? What did you do that you're willing to share that could help, say, average people like, you or me become successful in acting? And I love the answer here, because Bryan Cranston went in a lean over and he said, there is no secret. You gotta work hard at it. You gotta put in the time. You gotta be dedicated to what you do, which leads into the whole working hard, not to, trying to do what's best for your audience, or say like going through a script, like to be dedicated to your craft is to, well, for one thing, truly enjoy it. But there's a certain satisfaction you get when you put in the work to what you do. And the most rewarding things come from knowing that you put in the work yourself. In some ways that really hit me, because technically what I'm doing really isn't any different. I've said before, yeah, I'm not like a successful YouTuber, and I know that what I do really isn't much, and it doesn't necessarily offer anything in the grand scheme of things when it comes to fulfilling like some sort of niche that you find on the internet. But for well over 5 years, I've loved to do this. I'm waking up every day ready to do this, making videos every day. And to quote Scrooge McDuck, I made my way by being tougher than the toughies and smarter than the smarties. And I did it square. It's honest work. No, it hasn't gotten me anything. It hasn't made me famous. But every single day I've done this, the one thing that hasn't changed is that it's me at my most real and most honest. Sometimes even my most vulnerable. So, needless to say, this was an outstanding episode of Hot Ones. So, thank you, Bryan Cranston, for the great words of advice. You know, I'll definitely stick to doing what I'm doing. Again, it may not be giving me much, but I did this all on my own. And nobody can ever take that away from me. Although what can be taken away from me is my health at the moment. Maybe I can get some of that TV meth that they talked about in the episode, which was cotton candy flavored rock candy. I don't know if they make that anywhere around here. I should see if they do that. Although, for sure, I could probably have my voice outside to see my doctor and getting an antibiotic. Is the whole Silent Mondays thing, where like the whole 24 hours, you don't say or do anything. You don't speak, you don't whisper, you do nothing. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you cannot silence me. I still sound ridiculous, huh? Ah, well. This was a great episode of Hot Ones. Thank you to the good folks over at First Week Feast for such a great episode. And I can't wait to see what next week brings. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I am very humbled to make this video for all of you guys who are watching and enjoy for today. I'm hoping you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. And remember, if any of you, did I do Happy Friday? Oh, Happy Friday. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear. I'll always have your back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.